On Tesla this week, we can see that price has been in an uptrend for the past few weeks. If you recall from our January perspective, we've been looking at nothing but the upside. So we can see that we are retesting the 271.57 zone here and the very top part of that level. And I think that's very, very interesting. I would anticipate this level breaking. But before it breaks, I would like to see a retest back down here into the 253 area, as this area could be flip-flopping before it goes into the 291 area. So looking for just a little bit of a pullback and possibly for price to give us a little bit of pullback first here before we retest the highs up there. So a nice little check mark trade is what I'm going to be looking at here coming this next week. On the daily perspective, you can see again the 271.57 level. This is the top of both the weekly and the daily zone. If we are going to get a check mark trade, I'm going to be looking down here at the 250 zone. Even though we're in a nice, good rally, I would like to see price retest this level first before pushing up into the 291 level as up here. It goes from 282 up to 291. So I'd like to see a little bit of a pullback here first. Had a wonderful gap move today here on this market, and looking for definitely for a move to the upside. I would like to see it come back just a little bit before it continues to break out to the 282 level, just because of the way that support and resistance and supply and demand move in waves over time. So that's what I'm looking at here on the daily time frame. Now let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we had to go back a few years here to grab this 4-hour time frame zone, but we've just pierced through an aqua level, rallying to the upside, just barely kissing the 4-hour chocolate zone up here. So again, I think we could get a nice little pullback back down off of this level just because of the way price action is doing what it's doing here. So I'm looking for that pullback back down. I'm going to be looking at the 260 area, really all the way down to about the 247 zone. I like this zone a lot better at 251 down to 247 as far as the pullback goes, but we could see just a little tiny pullback here at this level too. But I would like to see a check mark trade looking something more like this before we push into the like the top part of this 286 area, and up into the 290 is really where we're looking at off the daily and weekly time frame. So those are the two levels that I could see. And you know, it could go something like this. You know, we could see a pullback here to the downside and then another push down there, and then we see the rally to the upside there. So I would be looking for us to move down this coming week, as we just need a little bit of a pullback right now. So we'll see if that can't happen here in the near future. Looking at Honda this week, we can see that price has just beaten this little purple zone here. So if we just show the current levels only, I think that since price has just beaten this area here, this is very substantial. And I'm looking for things to continue to the upside here, and possibly have a retest right around in the 31.18 area in the next month or two. But I'm looking at this as being the start of something new to the upside, and just wanted to bring everybody's attention to it, as we could see something like this or possibly something like this happen here. Okay, so those are the two scenarios. We did just get a bounce out of this aqua zone, but I think this is very substantial just because of the way Honda is looking here on the price chart. And so for this week, I'm looking for it to continue up to the supply zone just above us at 32.88, but would like to see price do something to the upside. But overall, we're looking for another checkmark continuation trade. Now, if that checkmark continuation trade does work out here on the daily time frame, this is what we have on it. We are looking at price coming up to this chocolate zone right around 32.74, and then coming back down. Now, I really feel like this aqua zone or this yellow zone could get hit again. Technically speaking, this is the thing that we see right now as being a real good potential. So we want to see a rally up into 32 and then a pullback into 30 before continuing on in a rally formation. Okay, now this pullback could come down here, so we just are going to have to wait before getting long. But I like this idea quite a bit. And you can see the new zone that was just formed here. I'd like to see this thing continue to rally to the upside here on Honda. On the 4-hour time frame here, you can see we've rallied back into the high here at 31.75, and we got a really good rejection from that zone. And we're touching now this brand new 4-hour time frame zone here at 31.18. The daily zone is actually smaller than this 4-hour level, and it's a little bit below the 4-hour level too, but the gap has happened from the top of this level into a brand new aqua level of support here on the 4-hour time frame. So as we're moving up, look for a little bit of resistance here again, just a little bit above where we are at 31.78 up to 31.98. So look at a little bit of resistance happening there, as well as 32.31 up to 32.55 as we continue to move to the upside this week. It looks like we have some pretty good support down here, so I'm looking to have price bounce somewhere right around in this area here and bounce into the upside.